when I first came to the university, I had spent a career beforehand in consulting as a chief information officer and as an enterprise software and data solutions provider. And I did that living and working on 4 different continents. And so when I came to university, I asked the question that I typically would ask when I dropped into a new environment. What's the core business that we're in? And I heard many different perspectives, but one stuck with me. And that was one professor who said, Tom, we're in the business of creating the future. You see, the purpose of a research university is to push the boundaries of discovery and create new knowledge. And then through teaching, we give that knowledge to our students who go out into the world, work for established companies, create new companies, become policymakers, and they shape tomorrow. So you see, we're in the business of creating the future. This stuck with me as I tried to define what my role would be. But there was one missing piece, and that was we're also an organization, a business, with over 50,000 constituents in the form of students, patients, faculty members, doctors, staff, who are making decisions every day. And in a data-driven organization, we have to make better decisions today than we did yesterday, consistently make them better, make them faster, and increasingly at scale. And so I believe every organization needs to reinvent itself as a data company, just as a university is now a data company. And so let me give you a very pragmatic example, especially if you're a parent. Student success. See, we believe that we're creating a new definition of what we mean by student success to meet society's expectations of us. And this is the 3rd generation. First generation was actually pretty straightforward. College was very exclusive, very small number of people get in, you put the bar very high, and you could almost guarantee success. But then as society realized that everyone should have access to universities, it became harder. We let in an increasingly diverse set of individuals. At UCI, 87% of our students identify as non-white, for example. They come from a variety of backgrounds and circumstances. And to support them and generate a level of student success, we built a lot of scaffolding around their university experience in the form of people. Now, we all know that that's a good model, but not a very scalable model. And some of the challenges we have in higher education, and I'm a parent of 3 and concerned about the cost, is we need a different model. And so Student Success 3.0 for us is really rethinking the model of how we drive student success in an increasingly digital world. Student Success 3.0 for us means it's going to be powered by digital. More and more technology interactions that leave data signals, aggregating that data and using analytics, both for structured and unstructured data, that allow us to understand our students. Thinking longitudinally, meaning from the first time a student expresses an interest to come to our university, through the first time that they land their job after university, and connecting with them while they're a lifelong learner. What are all the digital touch points that we have, and how do we think about that? Not just tracking the data about what happens in their classes, but what student groups are they in? What internships and practicums have they gotten involved with as they develop their core competencies for career readiness? These are all holistic thinking ideas that we use from other industries, but not yet come into higher education. And then also, how do we stop thinking about the class of 2024 and start thinking about each and every student as an individual on their own personal journey to get to the goals that they define, and we're empowering them through data in the same way that the data that comes from this Oura ring that I wear empowers me to make better decisions about my health. This is what we believe Student Success 3.0 is all about. Now, I was taught that any technology presentation must have a slide with arrows pointing to boxes. So the bingo card has been punched. And of course, this is our architecture, but I'm going to talk about 3 mindset shifts that have come with this architecture of us working with AWS. Mind shift number 1 is, and you'll recognize this one. It's from data warehouse to data lake. But we're going beyond and talking about what I think of as the data resort. Because having a data lake doesn't make it an interesting place to go and stay, right? You have to have services, things that draw people there and keep people there, that add value to their visit. G2's not going to come to my data resort unless I'm serving mango on the menu, right? The second shift for us is one from data hoarding to data sharing to thinking data ecosystems. You see, universities were designed to be open and collaborative environments, and we are that way around our research. But I found our data assets, our data mentality was not that way. And so much of what the services that we have available to us in the AWS platform and the ecosystem, whether it's Redshift, right, or Zero ETL, or end-to-end governance, all give us the opportunity to really think about how do we share data across our enterprise. And when we talk about ecosystems, what we mean is how do we connect with other organizations, whether that's another organization like ours that we want to aggregate our data to study complex problems, or the continuation of education from the community college system to the four-year institution. How do we put those ecosystems together? And then the third shift is one from thinking of AWS as a vendor to a strategic thought partner. You see, we didn't know, and we still don't completely know what Student Success 3.0 should look like, but working backwards was a great framework for us to redefine a future state and then work backwards to how we needed to enable it and what the competencies we needed in the organization and the data we needed to bring together. And so I put this slide up here to show you this is where the world is going. See, this is a picture from a class that is a collaboration between my office and the dean of the business school. The class is called Into the Metaverse, where 40 students are learning about immersive experiences as a technology stack, as a business growth concept, and as a place for them to learn and interact with each other. They'll be doing their final projects in an immersive experience with a headset. Here's the thing when we talk about this from the standpoint of Student Success 3.0 and data lakes. This is going to kick off new data that we've never seen before. I doubt it's going to be structured data. We're going to get data on things like interactions, portal jumps, eye movements. We needed an architecture that could be futuristic in its mindset and agile to accept new types of data form, understanding how to use structured and unstructured data and the tools that sit on top of it. You see, I believe that the world we know today and the world that's coming at us in an increasingly digital world, the certainty I know from that is there will be more data. The uncertainty is where it'll take us. But I believe at the collision of those two worlds are a world where Mango is infinitely available, and it will be our future. Thank you.